Hello everybody! So today's video is going to be about something that I consider to be not necessarily the key to happiness, but the key to contentment. And that new motto of mine is know your limits. Now, that does not mean be lazy. It's very important in life to have things that you are working towards so you get a sense of progress, a sense of accomplishment. However, how can you possibly ever hope to be successful if you keep raising the bar for what success actually means for yourself? So when I say know your limits, what I mean is work out what is a realistic target for success for you. So, and that's not only for like long-term goals, but that's even in short-term moments. If you keep expecting too much of yourself, you're unlikely to be able to be content with where you're at, because at the end of the day, you're setting yourself impossible targets that you can't achieve and you're going to feel disappointed. So what you want to do, you want to set yourself targets, something to work towards that fits in with who you are at that point. So an example of this is the other day I had the opportunity to go on a climbing wall. Now I am currently very, very unfit. So I knew from the start I'm not going to get to the top of that climbing wall. However, I wanted to give it a really good go. So I was climbing up the first time and I had the sort of next reach to make, and it was like sort of, I could make it, but I'd have about that much like height at the top. I was really like tip of my fingers grabbing for it. So I went for it and I fell, and I thought, you know what, I reckon I can make it. That was a tough one, but I'm going to give it another go. So I climbed up to it and I tried again the next time and I got it. And then I looked up at the next one and I just thought, nope, that one's not happening. And it wasn't a case of me giving up or a case of me, not being willing to try it. I did try it, I jumped for it and fell and just thought, yeah, that's fine, I'm done now. And I didn't feel bad about it. I felt proud that I'd managed to make the one that I'd missed the first time, and I just didn't even consider the second one as having been a target for me because I knew my limits. I'd looked at it, thought, nope, that's not happening, just turned to the guy and said, yeah, I'm done now, because I was done. I'd reached my target, and I knew my limits, didn't push myself too far, and had a really good time. So as I demonstrated in that story, that was a short-term example of me knowing my limits, and if I had set myself the target of I want to climb to the top of that climbing wall, that would have been unrealistic and I would have failed it. However, from the beginning, I deliberately didn't set myself a target that I knew I wouldn't be able to achieve. And in life, there's a lot of pressure on everyone really to always be accomplishing grand things. We get exposed to so much false positivity in the media, and it gives a lot of people unrealistic expectations. And the best way to counter it is to do introspection and know what you are capable of, and know that that's good, That's good enough. You don't have to be as good as whoever you're seeing on TV or on your friends list or on Instagram or whatever, You just need to be as good as you can be. And if that limit is a lower bar than you'd like it to be, that's okay. It'll probably move over time, and even if it doesn't, just try and be content with who you are and push yourself to do what is at the top of that bar for you. So, for an example, say you had social anxiety and your friend asked you to be the maid of honour in a wedding. Now, if you'd have said yes at the start, you might have become overwhelmed and had to back out and felt really awful about it. However, a sort of way around that might be explaining to your friend about your social anxiety, saying, I won't be able to do that because there'll be a lot of sort of pressure on me on the big day, a lot of people looking towards me, I might have to make a speech. However, let me help out behind the scenes. I can help out with the wedding invitations, with the table decorations, things like that. Now, one of the key elements of my motto is the know your limits. Don't let anybody else push you into doing something that you're not comfortable with doing and that you don't feel you can do. And don't let them shame you for your choices. No one knows you better than you know yourself. And if you're letting other people define your decisions and tell you what you are or aren't capable of, then of course you're not going to be reaching your true success because you're not the one driving it. So what you need to do is set your own goals and your own limits, and feel free to share them with other people, but don't let them put judgment on you. And I'm not saying, don't use that as an excuse to be lazy. Don't set your limits lower than you can accomplish, but set your limits right on the cusp of what you think you're capable of, because you might go further, and that's amazing. But the ultimate thing is you want to be setting yourself targets that you can reach, and you can reach. And there should be ones that require effort, there should be ones that require potentially time and, investment into them. But they shouldn't be something that's going to make you feel overwhelmed and that you're going to fail, and ultimately you're going to feel bad about yourself because of. Anyway, I really hope this video has been useful for you. I really wanted to share it because it's a lesson that I've learned the hard way, and I've put a lot of time and introspection into sort of coming up with that motto. And I know it probably sounds like something super simple, but for me before, I was so letting other people define what I was and wasn't capable of, and I set myself impossible targets, which ultimately I didn't reach and really affected me. So hopefully this video has prompted you to consider your own mental health and your own capabilities and where you are setting your own limits. So yeah, know your limits and know that whatever those limits are, that's okay and you're an awesome person. Even if other people seem to be at a higher level than you, it doesn't mean they're better than you. It just means they're at a different place in their journeys. They've had different obstacles, you've had different obstacles. Everyone is on a different path in life. And that is ultimately what makes the human race so beautiful, you know? We all come from different walks of life, and we just meld together as a society, and everyone has their own place, and you have your own place, and you're in that place right now, and that's awesome, really awesome. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.